Hey T Squad, it's me Keisha, and I'm here with this week's All Tea All Shade Love and Marriage Huntsville Season 10 Episode 7 review. So on this week's episode, it begins with Lance and Destiny linking up to have their long-awaited conversation. And he tells her that the reason why he didn't let her know that he had a baby on the way is because he didn't know if it was his or not. Now, when he sat down and had the conversation, who was that with? His mama? He was saying that basically he didn't feel like he had to tell her because they were casually dating. Which one is it, sir? Because when you was talking to your mama about it, you was very cavalier, like, I ain't got to tell her nothing. We were casually dating. She made that clear. But then when you get in front of her, you're empathetic and you're so sorry, and you're saying now that you ain't know whether or not the baby was his, so you didn't want to tell her and I guess mess things up if it wasn't even your. Then he goes on to make it clear that his parents didn't know about the baby, but she disputes that, right? Based off of what Tisha told her that Neill said. Destiny says that this whole situation sucks because now she can't believe what he say. Then Lance brings up the fact that he let her use his bodyguard the night of her Madani event last season, and she played in his face by flirting with him and in front of mama. And Now, when we saw that scene last season, we didn't know who that dude was. I thought that he was a dude that worked at the restaurant, the venue space. Did not know that this was somebody that he hired and paid to protect her that night. I don't know who she needed a bodyguard for, but okay. And then on top of that, like, we didn't know that. I wasn't even tripping off the fact that she was doing that in front of Neill, because I wasn't even thinking about the fact that her and Lance was talking for real. You know what I'm saying? But now, hindsight being 2020, yeah, you was real bold. Like, you was real bold. Like, if y'all got the type of relationship where she could be as bold as to flirt with somebody you hired to protect her, then yeah, I don't feel like you owed her any type of explanation about having a baby on the way. Like, so I don't even understand why you apologize. I'm so confused about this whole dynamic, right? So Lance then tells her that the dude that she was flirting with was his god brother. And she's shocked by this. Like, her whole face is like, oh shit, like, ooh, I messed up. Destiny says that if dude showed interest in her, that she's willing to talk to him. And you could tell Lance felt some type of way, but he goes ahead and gives her the go ahead to talk to dude if she want to. And I was like, you feel some type of way about it though. So, like, why try to act like you don't care when you know you're not good with this and you know that you feeling some type of way? But he's so busy trying to play it cool and like he unfazed by it, when in all actuality you are. And I wish that he just would have went head on and said that. Like, you out your damn mind? Like, no, we're not doing that. But instead he was trying to play it cool. But in the end, they dapped each other up and said they're going to always remain friends. Okay, girl. So then the guys all get together to play golf, indoor golf. And Lance talks to Martell about the Destiny situation, child, and says that he had feelings for her. That's why he hid the pregnancy. So that's the truth. What you was telling your mama, you was trying to play it off to, I guess, not seem like you was in it more than what you actually were. I don't know if you just trying to downplay it for your mama because you don't want her to know how much you liked her. because what you're telling Destiny and what you telling Martell, I feel, is the absolute truth of how you really honestly feel about the situation. But then he goes on to say that she like his guy brother. And Martell was like, ooh, well, if you got Martell stumped, then you going through something. So then Marsau ends up showing up. At first, remember on last week's episode, he said that he wasn't gonna come, but he ends up popping up or whatever, and you could tell Martell was like, oh, he here? Okay. But lo and behold, Marsau speaks to Martell. And I'm sitting there looking at the screen like, what? What's going on? Why are you speaking to him? You don't like him. You've made that abundantly clear. So why fake the funk when you see him? If I don't with you like that, and I've made it very clear and very known, I'm not going to play pleasantries and speak to you. Like, y'all play too much. Y'all act like little girls, okay? You and Martell are giving me Young Thug vibes.
Shazam!
Okay, it's like talking on the phone in the jail cell because you're just gossiping, just acting like little women. You know what I'm saying? Like, girl, stop. If they ever did a remake of Little Women, it needs to star Martell, Marsau, Maurice, Ken, who else? I can't think of nobody else right now, but them the main 4 characters, god damn it. So Ken get to talking about the Trisha situation. I'm like, here we go again. Like, child, we don't care. We're over it. Marsau asks him, so when the divorce is final, is she ready to marry you? And he gonna say, I don't know if I'm gonna be ready to marry her. Even when he's gone out the picture, she still has things she needs to work on, but says it's hard to let her go though. Once again, sir, which one is it? I'm so sick of this man going back and forth. Is it the steroids? Going to your brain? Because one minute you sticking up for her, the next minute you downplaying her and you're discussing all the things you don't like about her and what she need to fix. Like, you go back and forth. Like, oh my God, can you change your tampon? Jesus Christ. Oh God. So, Martell then asks Ken how he knows Ariane, which I was like, where the fuck that come from? He says, because Trisha said to him that, Ken knew her. And Ken was like, I don't know her. And if I did, I'll tell you, I ain't got no problem telling you that, but I don't know her. Like, he was like, looking like, what the fuck is you talking about? And then Martell was like, that's a real dude right there. That's a real dude right there. Everybody ain't real like that. And I was like, oh, shots fired. He talking to you, Marsau. He talking to you, Marsau. So if the conversation went the way they showed us, then it looked like Martell was the one that started it between him and Marsau. He then asks Will how he know Ariane. And Will was like, I met her one time in my BM house. Like, that's all I know about Shorty, right? But it's cracking me up that he even asking these dudes how they know her and if they know her, like she ain't a pass around. Like, Martell, you know who you lay down with. You laid down with fleas. So, girl, she for everybody. That's why her and Destiny cool. Okay. So Martell then says, there's a conversation I had with Marsau a while back. He mentioned Ariane was out here getting. Was there a lie spoken? Like, dude, she's a hoe. She a hoe. She fuck even niggas at the every show. Like, y'all are meant to be. You and her. Loosey goosey, okay? So he once again instigates this conversation between him and Marsau. He wants to go there. Maurice says, do you feel a way about it? I mean, still. And Martell was like, yeah, because if it's true, be real about it. When I asked through text, he was like, I could have made a mistake. I could have made a mistake. Now, mind you, he talking like Marsau not even sitting there, right? So Marsau makes a joke about the situation, which really pisses Martell off. And Martell was like, if I see something like my boy F and Tisha, I'm going to bring it to the forefront. Going back to him airing Tisha out last season when they was at the park. And I remember some of y'all was shocked by a comment that I made in a previous video about how Tisha a hoe. Because when he brought up the conversation about her getting effed by one of his boys back in college and him watching it, she was like, Martell, that was so long ago. That was in college. Like, she didn't dispute the fact that she effed somebody and that Martell was in the room watching. And if I'm not mistaken, I'm going to go back and watch it just for clarification. I think he said she effed one of his boys and somebody else. I'm going to go back though, because I don't like spreading false information. But I know for a fact he said that he was watching while she effed one of his boys. So she knew what was going on because she didn't dispute that at all. So yeah, Tisha was outside back in college. She was most definitely outside, okay? So the guys then take it outside. They sitting by the fire. And Marsau says, I'm hungry. I want to eat some coleslaw in the back of a Buick. A lot of coleslaw. I mean, a lot of sausage. Put slaw all over my dog. Baby. One thing about Marsau Scott is that he know how to push people buttons, and it be cracking me up because, baby, he got under Martell's skin with that one. So Will then was like, what's the issue? Like, because it's obvious you ladies need to have a discussion about something, right? So Maurice jump in because, he trying to save the day because he want these two to like either make up or just nip it in the bud and leave the conversation alone, period, because he getting tired of fighting for his life. He is tired of trying to make peace between these two because he knows the longer they beef, the more his tea gonna get spilled. And he low-key mad at his brother for not ending the beef, no matter how many times he asks him to end the beef with Martell. Marsau like, I ain't doing nothing. Okay, we all going down. We going in flames all together. Okay, and Maurice just looking like, oh my God, will this nigga make up with him? He gonna tell on us, like, oh my God, please, we gonna get a whooping. So that's where Maurice at with the whole thing. So Maurice get to taking it all the way back to the scope mess and talking about that's where it all began. And I'm like, oh God, are we doing this again? They sitting there talking about how it all began and who helped who and oh God. Marsau says that when he worked at the movie theater, he wasn't just working at the movie theater. He owned all of this property. He owned a Section 8 building, and he owned a condo and a loft and a home and a fixer-upper. But everybody like, if you owned all this stuff, why would you take Martell up on his offer for help?
Shazam!
Like, it makes no sense, sir. Now all of a sudden you owned all these property. We ain't never heard him say this in previous seasons, ever. Now he trying to big dog it like he wasn't just a manager at a movie theater. Child, it's okay. You had to make a living. Ain't nobody mad at you for being a movie theater manager, child. I go to the movies every other week. You are your occupation is vital to my life. You know what I'm saying? Don't be feeling no type of way about that because you was a manager at the local AMC. Like, don't nobody care, child. You had to do what you had to do for your family. So Marsau was like, the beef is simple. Martell got caught cheating and he decided he was going to drag everyone else down. Martell always seen me as not on the right level. It wasn't until he saw this start rising and this start falling that he want to bring shit down. No one ever said anything about him. I made 2 jokes. Now see, now this is what we not gonna do, Marsau. We not gonna try to once again downplay your snarkiness. You made more than 2 jokes. You made several little quips throughout the years about him cheating, about him being an ain't-ish husband, about the baby. You was being messy. You was being messy. You was being messy. You was being messy. And then that's when he decided to be messy too. So we're not going to sit up here and try to act like you were just an angel, because you were not. You made more than just 2 little jokes. Stop. Please. Let's not do that. Okay. Martell then makes reference to them being boys. And Marsau was like, I'm not your boy. I'm not your boy. So you can forget that part. I'm like, okay, y'all not boys. Once again, you making that clear, but when you see him, don't speak. Make that shit clear. We ain't nothing. When I see you in the streets, know that you don't know me. Like, come on now, give it that T.I. energy. Marsau basically at this point wants Martell to keep his name out of his mouth. And Martell was just sitting there looking like, I keep your name out of my mouth tonight, but I ain't gonna make no promises for tomorrow. Like, they are petty. Them ladies are petty. All right. So then Neill links up with her son Lance and her godson Twan at the gym. Twan is a fitness coach or whatever. So after they do a little 1-2 in the gym, Lance tells her about his sit down with Destiny. Neill like, oh Lord, here we go. Here we go again. What song is that? What artist is that? Let me know down below in the comment section. So Neill don't understand what Destiny is on, okay, with this whole situation with Lance and her godson. Lance says it feels like a little bit of a get back. And Neill was like, I don't like it. I don't like that at the same event you hired Twan. That's the same event that she was flirting with him. And I told you I felt a certain way. She telling me she need to evaluate our friendship. No, I'm the one that need to be evaluating our friendship. Neill made it clear she is not feeling that shit at all. Do I think it's about get back with Destiny? No, I don't think it had anything to do with get back. I think that Destiny was doing Destiny. She was flirting with another man and did not care about the after effects of it. That's what I feel. So Lance was like, I'm not saying I'm like, go Destiny, go Twan. It's a little weird for me, but like I told her, if there's mutual interest, I bless it. So Twan was like, Destiny is an attractive person, but you my brother, man. And Lance says, it was short-lived and it ain't no ties. Like, you want it, you got it. But I'm like, why are you steady fronting? Because you don't want them to talk. You don't want them to talk, but you steady trying to play it cool and gonna end up getting your feelings hurt when they do. So Twan was like, okay. So you done gave him the go ahead. You done gave him the go ahead. He was trying to give you out, but you done gave him the go ahead. So Neill was like, I know you. You ain't gonna sit up here and tell me you ain't had no relations. I know y'all had relations. And he says, she said, are you okay knowing that your brother had something with her? And Twan was like, it would have to be some serious talks. And I'm like, if you got to do all that, then it ain't something that's meant. If you got to have talks about stuff and dissect this and go over that, it's doomed from the start. First of all, I wouldn't even want to go in behind my partner, my god brother, my friend, no nothing regarding no chick. You dealt with that, I'm leaving it alone. You know what I'm saying? Because it's already too much. It's already too much. So I'm not going to even involve myself in it. It's other chicks in Huntsville, hopefully, prayfully. And Neill, for sure, ain't fucking with it. She don't like it at all. At all. Okay? And I was like, calm down, little munchkin. Calm down. You're going to give yourself a heart attack. So Neill and Destiny meet up to have a conversation about everything. And Destiny lets Neill know that she wants to repair things so it can get back to the way that it used to be between them because, Neill has often helped her with advice, with support, being there, mentoring her. They had a really close relationship in the past before she started talking to Lance. And Destiny says that she didn't understand the energy coming from Neill. And Neill says, well, you made it clear to me that you're going to have to reevaluate the friendship. And Destiny says it was about a decision to invite people I'm not comfortable around. And I'm like, Destiny, love. Hey, this is Keisha, aka ColorMePynk. You can't tell nobody who to invite to their gathering. Y'all all on the show. Y'all were filming a group event. You wanted her just to exclude her because y'all don't get along? I understand what y'all had going on, but at the end of the day, you weren't with the man no more. They were married. It was my party, and I'll invite who I want to. I can see if it was your event, then it would be a totally different conversation, but it's like, ma'am, grow up. You talking about reevaluating friendships and stuff because I invited somebody that you don't like? How old are we? I'm not a child. Neill is older than all of y'all. If you don't get somewhere and go sit down, girl, and have several seats, because that conversation was childish AF. Really childish. So Neill says, I didn't speak to you all the way up until LA. And I'm like, oh, we're really evaluating this friendship. Like, oh, she dead ass. And Neill says, in LA, you kind of moved. No, I'm sorry. Destiny says, but I didn't treat you any different. And this is why. This is what frustrates me about Destiny, because no, you ain't got to not treat me different, but I'm still going to stand on what the fuck you said. Don't tell me, my grown ass, that you gonna reevaluate our friendship and think that I'm not gonna take that to heart. Stand on business. You reevaluating our friendship. We don't talk leading up to the reunion. And just because you not mean to me, mean that I'm supposed to forget that you said that to me? Oh, hell no. No. See, this is Destiny's problem. She want to act like a little girl, but wear grown women panties. Grown women don't play them type of games. We stand on what the fuck we mean. So you thought that you was going to be able to just say that in that group setting and it was going to be that and you and Neill could continue to frolic on in y'all friendship. And Neill was like, oh, okay. Don't threaten me with a good time. And that's exactly what you gave her. And so she decided to play right along with your ass. Like, girl, nobody got time. So Neill says, but in LA, you kind of moved a little funny. And Destiny was like, y'all disappeared all of a sudden. And I was told from LaTisha that you left to go be there for your grandbaby. And Neill was like, see, LaTisha Scott needs to mind her own business. Your friend needs to keep my family's business out her motherfucking mouth. No, it wasn't about no baby being born when we left LA. Huh? Now, if I got a bad memory sometimes. Ain't that what she told them when they all were out? When it was her, Tisha, Trisha, and Kimmi? Didn't Neill say that that's the reason why they left LA? Or am I tripping? Because she said they didn't know about the baby. She said she didn't know about the baby. Somebody remind me down below in the comment section. Is that what she said? Because I could have sworn that's what she told them, if I'm not mistaken. So I'm like, who lying and who telling the truth now at this point? What's going on? I'm tired. My head hurt. But yeah, somebody tell me down below in the comment section, is that what she told them? Because if so, then what you lying for, Neill? I'm confused. So confused. Hopefully she wouldn't lie, because it's going to really bother me if she did. But Neill in her confession was like, what difference does it make? Do you want him? Do you want him? Like, because why does it matter to you? And I agree. Thoroughly. What does it matter? What does it matter? If that's the reason why we left. it doesn't matter. Ma'am, make it make sense. So Neill says, you want to question me about reevaluating the friendship. And Destiny says, you stuck on that?
Got him!
Ma'am, yeah, I'm stuck on that. Don't say stuff that you don't mean. We too grown for that. And Neill says, I'm like, what does she need to reevaluate when she's sitting here flirting with my godson right in my damn face? Like, I'm not sitting here, but she's supposed to be dating my son?
And
Yeah, Destiny was caught on mute, baby. Kat had got her tongue on that one because that's real true tea. You up here mad about the fact that my son had a baby on the way when you was doing some trifling shit your damn self. Like, cause that was bold as hell to be flirting with another man in front of the dude you talking to, mama, on top of that. Like, what? The disrespect was so real. So real. You bold in them, fucker, okay? Like, y'all both was moving weird. Y'all both was moving trifling. So I don't feel like either one of y'all was more disrespectful than the other. Both of y'all was on some BS. Y'all should have never talked to each other in the first place. Destiny gonna say, let's be clear. And Neill said, yeah, crystal clear. I like that Neill be getting with them hoes. Destiny says, at that point, Lance in our situation was already going the way it was going because he was feeling some kind of way. And you're saying I'm making googly eyes, but your son was making babies, so why are we upset? I didn't know that was your godson, but I knew he was moving different. Hines, girl, now you saying that you knew that he was doing something else and that he was moving different and all that. I don't bit more believe Destiny. I don't believe her at all. I think that she's saying that now to save face and to lessen the blow of what she did with flirting with that dude. I don't think that she thought that he was moving funny or anything. I think that she's lying. I think that she's lying 100% because she don't want to take accountability for what she did. So Neill says that basically Destiny was out here dating everybody. She said, you was dating my son. You was dating my grandson. You was dating my godson. You was dating the nigga from St. Louis. You're flirting with Martell. You're messing with Jalen. She just got the name of everybody. And Destiny was like, I never slept with your son. You ain't gonna put all them bodies on me. And Neill says, I don't believe it. I know my son. So Destiny says, I'm trying to find my forever like you. So they eventually end up laughing it off or whatever. And Destiny says to her that she really hurt her feelings though when she said that she didn't know her. And Neill says, well, maybe I didn't know you at that moment, which was a very key thing to say. Maybe I didn't know you at that moment. Meaning maybe I didn't know that side of you in that moment, which was a surprise to me. And I liked the way that she responded to that because that was real and that was honest. And Destiny goes on to tell her that she's been like a mother figure to her and everything. And they laugh and they hug it out or whatever. And I like that it was able to come back around full circle. But I think moving forward, should nobody mess with nobody and nobody's family. I don't think that it's appropriate for her to try to talk to Twan, and I don't think it's appropriate for Twan to try to talk to her because it's just too murky. It's too much there already. It's messy. Go find somebody else to talk to. Just go find somebody else, regardless. You know what I'm saying? Because it's not like you and Lance stopped talking because y'all didn't like each other and because it just didn't work out or you found out y'all weren't compatible. It was simply because y'all both was moving like whores. So imagine I'm Lance and you start talking to my god brother, you coming around to family events or whatever. No. And then imagine if it was the roles were reversed and it was Lance talking to one of your homegirls. You gonna feel some type of way. Look at how you felt about Sonny. It's the same thing. Like, girl, no. It's messy. It's messy. It's messy. It's messy. All right. Everybody just need to go take a bath and get clean. All right. But this was a decent episode of Love and Marriage Huntsville. I'm gonna give this week's episode a B minus. It was cute. It was cute. Y'all let me know what y'all thought about this week's episode down below in the comment section. Please make sure to thumbs up this video, subscribe to my channel, and turn on your post notifications so you know my videos drop. I love you, T Squad, and I'll see y'all on my next review. Bye.